All right. Welcome to DCT.
Episode 17. Ben, where are we?
What are we?
Why are we?
Who are we?
Why do Chicagoans not like it when you put ketchup on a hot dog?
Don't they think like mustard is the only condiment that should go on it?
No, they're fine with relish, I think. Relish,
What the
peppers, onions.
What the hell is the deal with ketchup?
I think they view it as a childish topping.
Chopping?
Like a chopping? I like that. I think they think if you need ketchup on a hot dog to enjoy a hot dog, you shouldn't be allowed to vote.
You're still putting mustard and relish on it, though.
Yeah, but that's an adult condiment. Let's be honest, that's an adult condiment. Ketchup is a child condiment. You don't put it on fries. Well, sorry, you do put it on fries, but you don't put like relish or mustard on fries.
Yeah.
If they're upset by ketchup, wait till they find out about barbecue sauce. They're going to go fucking nuts. Let's get into our first topic.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Wizards.
No one wants to do that, but yes, we're going to continue our Mount Rushmore of Washington sports for the 21st century.
21st century Washington Wizards Mount Rushmore.
I definitely did not spend like half an hour before this looking up Elvin Hayes and Wes Unseld stats for this podcast just to realize that it was the
that
21st.
we're 21st century.
Yeah. I didn't do that.
That's okay. I didn't just say 21st century Washington Wizards Mount Rushmore so that you have to put that in our social media clip. I don't do that for any reason.
Yeah, no, definitely not. All right, so 21st century.
Yes, 21st century Washington Wizards Mount Rushmore.
You want to say it one more time?
I think that 21st century Washington Wizards Mount Rushmore. Here we go, Ben.
All right, starting off at 1, we've got John Wall.
That's fair.
Every time I think of the modern-day Wizard, I just think of John Wall. You know, whether it's his reverse layup on the Atlanta Hawks or it's him hitting the Dougie in his rookie introduction. Every time I think of Wizard, I think of John Wall. He took a team that had a starting lineup with Marcin Gortat and Kelly Oubre Jr. in the starting lineup to Game 7 against the number 1 seed Celtics in 2017. At that time, I think that he was vying for the best point guard in the East, right behind Kyrie Irving.
I think that was his 1,800-point season.
Yeah.
That 2017 season.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, he's my number 1. Number 2, his running mate, Bradley Beal. Now, this guy actually had more impressive scoring seasons than John Wall did.
But John Wall was never healthy.
He wasn't.
182-game season for John Wall.
He would have been great if he had been healthy.
Yeah.
A lot more, obviously. But Bradley Beal had a back-to-back-to-back season where he scored 26, 30, and 31. And during that 31-point-per-game season, he led the league in scoring. Now, of course, that was on a desolate Washington team with
Still.
Davis Bertans, Troy Brown Jr., Ish Smith, guys like that. But 31 points per game is still impressive.
You can't take it
regardless
away
of
from him.
who you're playing with. For number 3, I'm going to go with Gilbert Arenas, a real fan favorite. Not in the locker room, but this guy was shooting threes at a clip that was ahead of its time, honestly. He was shooting threes before anybody else was, and I just think that if you put his level of scoring into the NBA today, it would be incredible. He was scoring 28 points per game in an NBA that was much slower. The spacing was much different. It was harder to score back then, especially with hand checking. But he's got to be my number 3. Do you want to take a guess?
Who do you got for number 4, Ben? Could it be? I bet this guy played baseball.
He was pretty bad at baseball, I'm not going to lie. Better at gambling, I hear.
He was great at gambling. No one took money from an usher like Michael Jordan right before a game.
Number 4, I've got MJ. There were a few guys. I'm not going to say a lot because there's not a lot of guys in Washington.
It's desolate, those early 2000s.
Yeah. I was thinking Antoine Jameson. I was thinking Caron Butler. But at the end of the day, you got a 39-year-old Michael Jordan scoring 22 points a game. I mean, he's just kind of a mentor to younger guys at that point. You've got the greatest basketball player of all time. The greatest basketball player of all time. Mentoring all the young guys in Washington. I mean, I can't think of a better role model.
Probably Westbrook. Probably Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you kept him up. No, Michael Jordan is a great pick.
Yeah.
That's like a fever dream.
Yeah.
That Michael Jordan was on your team. You must be like, oh my God, you guys must have been great. We were terrible. It wasn't anything special.
I just think it's really funny that Michael Jordan was like, I'm retired. And then a couple years later, he was like, I'm retired again. And then he came back, and we were all like, wow, I can't believe you're going to play for the Bulls again. And he was like, nope.
No.
Washington.
Yeah, it's what felt like a random pick.
Yeah, but
the Bucks felt like a random pick for Brady.
Yeah.
And he went through that whole retirement cycle.
He did.
And all it cost him was his family and his loved ones. So, I mean, obviously it works out for the best for these guys.
I mean, he did win a Super Bowl.
They know what they're doing.
So,
yeah, he was really lacking in that department.
Let's
Let's get away from sports. We're going to be doing a little King of the Hill here.
Yeah.
For villains. Cartoon animated villains.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is mostly DreamWorks, Pixar. And
Well, I didn't narrow it down to certain studios.
Oh, my bad.
But yes, I did narrow it down to certain studios.
Yep.
It's Pixar, Disney, whatever you just said. Paramount? Is that what you said? DreamWorks.
Paramount's a channel.
Okay. Ass. Yeah, no anime. I've never seen an anime.
Neither have I. You've seen him. He obviously hasn't seen.
I don't know what your anime demographic is. I'm going to shut up now, and I'm just going to go through the list.
It's a great idea.
Before I make any guesses.
So, King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. First matchup.
First matchup.
You got it?
No, you got it.
Okay.
You love introducing
Scar and Tai Lung. Scar and Tai Lung.
Oof.
I think I got my pick for that.
That's a tough one straight off the bat, I feel like.
I feel like that's easy.
You want to go Scar, don't you?
No, I'm willing to go Tai Lung.
I love Tai Lung. Tai Lung is an aura farmer. He's a beast.
He was phony.
Did you see him get out of that prison? That maximum security penitentiary for one individual.
And who else escaped the prison?
There were like 80.
Who else escaped the prison besides Tai Lung? Was it a duck? Could he not even kill a duck?
The guards were letting the duck out.
He can't finish. He's no Clutch Gene. He couldn't finish the duck. He couldn't finish. He couldn't finish.
Let the duck go.
How many members of the Furious Five made it out of that battle? 5.
Yes.
But and then who won? Poe? Poe or could he finish Master Shifu? Could he finish Master Shifu?
No, because
no,
Poe
he didn't finish.
He was about.
I don't care if you get interrupted. As a man, you have to be able to finish. And he can't finish,
dude.
Okay, no.
I swear to God. First of all, if you say he can't finish one more time, I'm gonna lose it. Second of all, every single time he let one of those people live, it was basically a warning shot to the next group that was coming for him.
We'll call him Biggie because all he did was fire warning shots. Look, he didn't finish a single fight. Duck got away, Furious 5 got away, Master Shifu got away, and then he lost to Poe in a rookie season. Drafted first overall, but on accident.
The Warrior. He's the Michael Jordan of fighters.
No, he's not the Michael Jordan of fighters because Michael Jordan was impressive in college. Poe worked at a noodle shop.
That's a system noodle worker.
Poe was an intelligent, athletic. No, yeah. No, Tai Long's pathetic, but I will take him over Scar. Scar didn't kill his brother. That was geography. Like, let's be honest.
He was like,
that wasn't an impressive kill.
People act like Scar murdered his brother in cold blood by himself, which technically he did, but it wasn't impressive. It was, I'm falling, help me. And
he scratched his brother and then let wildebeest kill him, and then married his brother's wife. I don't know how that situation worked out. I'm glad we were with Simba and Timon for that part. Is it Simba?
Timon and Pumbaa.
Pumbaa. Of course you know Pumbaa's name. Okay.
Pumbaa's the guy.
Tai Lung makes it out of the first round. Yeah. Comfortable with that?
Now, Tai Lung versus
Jafar from Aladdin. From Aladdin. Jafar was a scary villain. But I got to give it to Tai Lung.
I still want Tai Lung.
Tai Lung turned the Furious 5 into Stephen Hawking like that.
Yeah.
He paralyzed.
Now you're rooting for Tai Lung?
No, I'm just over Jafar. Yeah.
Jafar kind of sucked.
The parrot was scarier than Jafar was.
Well, that voice.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Did he die?
I don't know in the movie, but in real life, yeah, he's gone.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Rest in peace. Or not.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the man. I'm sure he was a wonderful human being.
Probably not.
But he's dead. No, Tai Lung takes it out of there.
Yeah, he takes a cake.
All right, Tai Lung beats Jafar. Tai Lung or Shen from Kung Fu Panda 2?
Oh, shit.
Who do you got?
I know who you.
Who do you got?
I've still got Tai Lung.
That's the stupidest statement that you've ever said on this entire podcast. In all of DCT history.
You say that every week.
Every week you find a way to top your dumbest statement. No, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I can name 3 things that Shen did that Tai Lung could never do.
Okay.
Genocide. I'm not for it. I'm just saying he was able to accomplish it. Genocide over the pandas. Pandas are huge.
That's kind of messed up.
2, his fashion game, unreal. Seriously, that boy, he had good looks.
Well, duh. He just culturally appropriated.
I don't know if he was Asian. I don't know what Shen was.
I don't know either.
I don't know where peacocks hail. Also, he was a white peacock. Never seen one of those. And then 3, technological advancements. He invented the cannon.
Yeah.
Tai Lung got sat on.
Tai Lung.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. Tai Lung.
You're not taking Tai Lung out of this round. I will not let you.
All right, fine. We can go Shen.
We have to go Shen.
Can't believe you're taking the freaking DreamWorks Hitler.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that being on the pod. Sure. DreamWorks Hitler makes it out of round 3. Shen. Lord Shen. Sorry about that, Shen. Didn't mean to disrespect you.
Don't want to disrespect the animated character. Good God. All right, let's move on. What's the next character?
Death.
Oh.
Death from Puss in Boots. Death or Lord Shen?
And I don't mean metaphorically or theoretically or any other way. I'm taking Death. 100%.
Yeah, Death 100%. He's probably the best.
Death, I think.
He was matter of fact. It wasn't personal.
I watched Puss in Boots in theaters. Now, yeah,
you said that like you're a veteran.
This was me at 23 years old watching an animated movie, and
hey, there's no shame in that. I heard it was a great movie.
It was awesome.
I only saw bits and pieces.
And Death was the best part of it.
The voice actor did a great job, whatever his name was.
He did, yeah.
Probably Gilbert Gottfried. No, he was. Death is the best, most well-done villain in a kid's movie.
He's honestly one of the only animated characters I've ever seen on film that steals the scene.
I don't think he cared. That was what was so scary. He didn't care. It was a matter of fact, I'm going to kill you. It's my job. It's my occupation.
Yeah.
The scariest villains are the ones who do it as an occupation.
Yeah.
Apollo Creed. Occupation.
R.I.P.
Drago. Occupation.
Not R.I.P.
No, screw Drago. But no, yeah, that's an easy list.
So our winner of King of the Hill is Death.
Yes. I feel good about that
statement.
Yeah. But we're sad people.
Well.
But let's get into something a little bit happier.
What are you going to do?
Let's think about happy memories. maybe our favorite memories as Washington sports fans.
Love that.
Do you have a favorite all-time memory as a Washington Commanders fan? I think you have two in there that you're trying to pick between.
I'm thinking of two, and my one...
If you want to go two, I'll go two.
Okay, we'll go two. Can it be one is in person?
At a game?
Yes.
And the other one from not at a game?
At home.
I could have said that better, right?
Somewhere else, yeah. Not at a game, at a game. At a game, I mentioned it multiple times on this podcast before, 100%. Jaden Daniels' Hail Mary throw. That was the most fun I've ever had as a sports fan to be at a game because the atmosphere in that place was electric. I mean, you had people leaving the stands to go home.
Yeah, you got to beat traffic.
With 13 seconds left in the game.
Got to
beat traffic. Like a minute 13. But then he hits that throw.
And if you remember, the Bears were taunting.
Yeah.
That's actually why that completion happens.
Yeah, that's the only reason why we completed that ball is because I think his name's Stevenson.
Yeah, he rushes to get back to coverage.
He was taunting the fans, and then he ran over there and completely messed it up, leading to the best play of the year.
But no, that Daniels play, like we said, he's 1 year in and he's got a highlight reel.
Yeah. No, it was awesome. But I think my favorite I was sounding like you not in person. My favorite at-home game is by far Commanders versus Lions.
That was... No one gave us a shot. No one. We didn't even give ourselves a shot.
Dude, honestly, before that game, I remember talking to my buddies when we were playing Xbox, and I said, if we're lucky, if in whatever way we win this weekend, it's going to be 38-35. It's going to be an incredibly close game the whole time. And then we went in there, and it was a blowout in the end of the third, fourth quarter.
I mean, not to diss the Lions, I think they're a great team, and I think they have a great coaching staff. You know, they lose, obviously, a huge piece of that this offseason. They should have won that game.
Dude, you're the number 1 seed in the NFC after just beating the team in your division to get that number 1 seed. The number 1 offense in the league by far. And you blow it like that?
I mean, you're having a great year. Goff looks great, by the way. He was looking great.
Great. Amon-Ra
But I mean,
you
remember, you take Goff out of that game, essentially. Was that third quarter?
I think so, yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot that happened for them. But, I mean, Lions fans were shocked. And Lions fans can't remember the last time they were disappointed watching Detroit. But, no, that's a great memory.
Washington fans were shocked.
It's interesting that your two best memories from Washington Commanders / Redskins football and Washington football team is from last year.
Well, it was funny because I remember having this conversation with my buddy Keenan. I think it was 2 years ago now. I asked him the same question, favorite memory as a Washington fan in your whole lifetime, and both of us for football said the Taylor Heineke pylon dive against the Buccaneers in that playoff game.
Wow, that's a good jump from that to go to Jaden Daniels.
Because I'm literally quoting from a game that we lost.
Yeah.
It was just so exciting to be in the playoffs because we hadn't done it since freaking 2016.
For me, for the Capitals, I got two. I got one for being at a game and one for being at home. My one for being at a game, the best memory I've had at a game, is the 2014-2015 season Winter Classic. Troy Brouwer scores a goal. Mm-hmm. I think there was 20, maybe 30, maybe 40 seconds left in that game. They missed a call on Ovechkin. I'm pretty sure it was a cross-check or a slash. His stick's broken. Ovi's waving at the ref like, excuse me. I didn't like that. And then, you think the game's over. Troy Brouwer continues to play, pipes it past Crawford. It was electric. That was an insane feeling because you're sitting there, you're like, we're about to lose this game to Chicago. Who, and by the way, that year, I swear, we always say this as fans of a team, but I thought that was our year.
Yeah.
And you're playing the Blackhawks, who the year before went to the Cup. I mean, that was a dynasty they had going back and forth with L.A. trading cups. That's a team with Seabrook, Tays, Kane, Crawford, Keith, an unreal Blackhawks team. And you score with one of their old players. Troy Brouwer used to be a Chicago Blackhawk. Mm-hmm. It was such an amazing feeling. You're out there, you're at Nat Stadium. It's such a cool feeling. And to just tie it up after you miss a call, it felt like the hockey gods were giving you that goal. You know what I mean? It was like, we screwed up. Here you go. And it was just the best. But that's how that hockey was back then. That's how the Capitals played in that Rock the Red era. It was, we're just going to score. And that was an amazing game.
Yeah.
So that's got to be my favorite in-person memory. My favorite at-home memory for the Washington Capitals, it's hard to not go Stanley Cup.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, it's round 2, 2018 Stanley Cup playoffs.
Wow.
It's Ovechkin falling down in the neutral zone in Game 6, pushing that puck forward, giving Kuzi a break where he scores in overtime to knock out the Penguins and to finally get the Capitals past the second round. That was the best feeling. I ran from the basement upstairs, spoiled it for my family who was watching it a little bit behind, felt terrible, but didn't care. They were so mad. I come up, I'm screaming. I'm like, we did it. It was the best feeling ever. Between the legs on Matt Murray, Kuznetsov, Dirty Bird celebration. It was like a weight.
Yeah.
And you go on to play Tampa after that. And I remember as a Caps fan, I don't know if other Caps fans felt this, I wasn't worried at all.
About Tampa?
Not even in the slightest. And we went to Game 7 against Tampa.
Yeah.
Burakovsky comes back in that last game to give us that push, and we win. It was so much closer than I remember it.
Yeah.
And even Vegas, we lost that first game, and I was like, all right, I wasn't worried because I knew if we got past Pittsburgh, there was no way in hell we were not winning the Cup.
Well, to be fair, you did then reverse sweep Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, you go down one game and then you win 4. It was like, honestly, that was a gorgeous series. So many players to thank for that. But the Caps, I think, honestly, if they got past the Penguins in 15 and in 17, the year before, I think you win those Cups as well because they went on to win those Cups. And there's not a team that they beat that I don't think we could have beat. And it's easy to say that. You didn't get past them. But when you did, you made it count. And that was the best feeling as a Washington Capitals fan, was watching Kuznetsov expel the Demons and beat the Penguins. And in 6 games. I'm glad it wasn't 7. At least it wasn't like, oh, well, they got no, we beat you.
Yeah.
4-2, I'm happy.
One of the sayings that I always think about when it comes to the playoff is, I can't remember what it exactly is.
The Demons have been exercised?
No. The the best day in sports, Game 7.
Yeah.
Not if you're a fan of whoever's playing.
No, if you're a fan of your team and they're in a Game 7, there are levels of torture that are more comforting than watching your team go through that.
Honestly, especially if it's one of those things where your team doesn't have the momentum.
When your team's about to get scored on, you get that gut feeling. Yeah. All of a sudden you have to go to the bathroom, food stops tasting good, and everyone you're around, you want to kill them.
That might just be a you
Maybe
thing.
It is, but that's a terrible feeling when you see the momentum shift and you know your team doesn't have it.
Yeah. No, I get it.
And you're powerless. As a fan, you're powerless. Now, we talked about being at a game. Talked about being home.
Yeah.
I got a little blind ranking for you that kind of goes hand in hand with this.
Okay.
It's arena food.
Okay. So I'm blind ranking whatever arena food you give me?
You are blind ranking arena food. Number 1, cotton candy. You have 5 spots. Cotton candy.
I'm not the biggest fan of cotton candy.
I didn't think you would.
I kind of want to go 5.
You want to go? Wow, really? 5?
It's good.
It's good.
It's fine.
It's nothing great.
But your fingers get all sticky and shit.
You gotta lick it.
You got. It just, I feel like it provides a lot more issues than.
I feel like price is an issue here too.
Yeah.
You compact it, you're paying for nothing.
Yeah.
It's
Drop
air.
the water on it, it's gone.
Raccoons have a huge issue. So, okay, cotton candy number 5.
Cotton candy 5.
Nachos.
Oof. I love some good nachos.
Nachos are
I'm
good.
interested to see what you put on here, though. Like, are you going to put a glizzy on here? Are you going to put chicken wings?
You got to think of the future.
Yeah. I'm going to put nachos at...
You're thinking 4, aren't you?
No.
You sick bastard.
I'm thinking 2.
That's a ridiculous placement.
I'm going to put nachos at 2.
Nachos at 2. Okay.
They have... Obviously, these are all, like, the food at their peak.
Chicken tenders.
Now, I will say I'm going to confidently put those at 3.
You're going to confidently put chicken tenders at 3.
Yes, and you know why?
You have nachos above chicken tenders?
You know why?
Because you can get chicken on nachos?
Yes. I definitely thought of that. I've been, like, the idea of chicken tenders at a sports arena has been completely soured for me because when I go to a freaking Wizards game or a Caps game and I go to get 3 chicken tenders, it's $26.
That's just the tax.
Yeah. It's actually just another ticket.
My favorite part is when they hand me chicken tenders that have been sitting out for about 3 hours, and then they turn a screen that says 25% tip, please. It's like I'm really sorry.
No, I'm not. I don't want to give you any.
But
money.
I'm not even paying for this chicken. I'm just gonna go. All right, chicken at 3, nachos at 2, and you have candy floss cotton candy at 5.
Yeah. I'm scared to see what the next 2
Hot dog.
I feel like you're going to give me a really good one for the last one, but I can't put it at 1.
Can't put hot dog at 1.
Nope, I'm putting hot dog at 1.
You are putting hot dog at 1.
Glizzies are going in my 1 spot. I feel like it's a very good... It's definitely the best baseball food. And I do enjoy a good baseball game during the summer.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't like
the heat.
Yeah, that checks out.
I can't stand the heat.
You shrivel up like a dried prune.
It sounds like a terrible experience. I'm sorry.
Yep, glizzy at 1. Shit. What's the last one?
Beer.
That's not a
That's a food.
Don't give me that. You better give me a different
stadium food.
It's not
pizza.
Food.
It was pizza.
Pizza?
It was pizza.
I'm okay with that.
Really?
Pizza at 4.
I've never had arena pizza.
It's normally like a Papa John's pizza or something like that, which is fine, but
Well, that's not that great.
yeah. I take a glizzy over it. I take a chicken tenders, and I take nachos.
Obviously in the ranking. That's not a bad ranking. Number 5, you have cotton candy.
Yep.
Number 4, you have pizza.
Mm-hmm.
3, chicken tenders.
Yep.
2, nachos. And number 1, you have the hot dog.
That's a perfect ranking, I think.
You know what? I'll give it to you. I think that was great. You have no debate here. Now,
Speaking of debate,
you do have a debate when it comes to where is the best place to enjoy a sports game. Do you enjoy a sports game at the game or at home?
I think it depends on the circumstances, but for the majority of the time, in person is better than at home.
That's unfortunately incorrect.
Oh, I wasn't aware that you had the correct answer to a subjective question.
I always do. It's better to be home.
Why?
Bathroom breaks. I can go whenever I want. I don't have to stand in a line, and I don't have to worry about my bladder being shy.
Congrats.
And my floor's not sticky all the time. Precision's
now,
an
when
issue.
The Capitals win the cup.
Number 2, food.
Yeah.
I'm getting way better food at home. You can make your own food. You can order in food. I control my portions, and I'm not spending the same amount that a ticket costs on 6 wings.
Well, I've seen you eat. It's probably
roughly
pretty
the same.
comparable.
So for me, it's about food, restroom, and comfort. I can sit in my couch. I can lay down in my bed. I can stand up. I can break things and not go to jail.
Well, now I think this also ties back to our previous debate on another episode where we talk about
Whether the fans matter.
fans. I obviously say they do. Now, being in an arena when there's a buzzer beater shot, when there's a Hail Mary, when there's a
Overtime goal.
overtime goal, it is an awesome feeling that you can't replicate anywhere else but in that moment at that location.
I just don't agree with you.
You can replicate that feeling?
Yes.
In the comfort of your own home with your chicken wings and your...
Well, you make it sound like I'm alone and just eating chicken in a corner watching a game.
You probably are.
I am. But no, man, I'm sorry. Being at home, you get that feeling. You're watching them on the TV. It's the same feeling. You know, a lot of people that go to these games, that's what I don't get, like these club levels and these suites, they have a TV in there, and a lot of people spend their time watching it on that TV.
Well,
I understand what you're saying is being in the stadium, being in the arena.
Status. We're not going to be in those suite
No, our
levels.
tax bracket doesn't allow us. But I understand what you're saying. You're saying being in the moment, being surrounded by 17,000 screaming fans adds to the intensity of the moment and the joy.
Yeah.
I just don't like other people is what I'm trying to say. I like being surrounded by the people I want to be near. I don't like hearing someone else ruin my overall game experience. I think it's easier to have someone ruin the game than for a fan to make my game. Does that make sense? Like if there's a drunk ass and he's making an ass of himself, it ruins my night.
Yeah.
No, I don't like hearing people talk about the sport when they don't understand it. I like people to shut up. I mean, I don't talk during the sports. I shut up.
I do also like that most of the time. It's just...
For me, they've gotten so expensive, it's unenjoyable.
Yeah.
My level of expectations are so high because I'm spending $250 to watch my team play a regular season game.
Well, we don't need to get into ticket prices because that's just another conversation.
It's crazy.
It is.
I think that affects the enjoyment of a game.
I'm actually very worried to see what the Commanders' ticket prices do
with JD5 now.
Yeah.
I think those first few games of the season are going to be pretty hiked up.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have people coming off of the playoffs saying, this is a team that I want to watch. And the worst part about DC, because there is a worst part in the fandom, is unfortunately you get implants who aren't from DC. And DC is a corporate, what feels like at times, a mainly corporate town.
Yeah.
Where you have a lot of money flowing through. And these games are networking events. Those suites are not taken up by fans. Toronto has the same problem.
I just really hope that these Washington fans are not going to be, like you said, these plug-in fans that started watching when Jaden Daniels threw that Cincinnati touchdown on Monday Night Football. I hope they're fans that were there when we had our carousel of quarterbacks, when we had our Dwayne Haskins, when we had our Rex Grossman, when we had our Taylor Heineke, when we had our Josh Johnson.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. Fans that were there, that suffered through it. I don't want fans. Look, I'm happy to have new fans. I am. I'm not upset at fans that joined in 2018 after we won the Cup. I'm not upset that fans joined during that Cup run. We're happy to have you.
Yeah.
Was I a little annoyed that they were at a game and I wasn't? I'm mature enough to admit, yes, I was jealous. It's like, I want to be there. I've been there since I was born. You know, my parents taking me to games when I was 5. You know, you're watching a team that is so horrendously bad. And it sucks to endure that and then not be able to be there for the best moment because some guy from Iowa who moved to D.C. who makes, $200,000 a year is buying your ticket to watch a game and not even watch the game or enjoy it the way you would.
So what you're saying is that you would rather be in person at that game than watching at home?
I'm saying I think they make the prices unaffordable for true fans, and I think they price out real fans.
I agree, but the basis of that is that you would rather watch it at the game than at home.
For that reason, I would not, because I don't want to be next to Joe from Montana. I don't know why I'm taking shots at random states in this country. I do apologize. But I don't want to be with someone who doesn't like my team who's at the game just because they spent money to be there. I think now you're stuck with status watchers, people who come to these games just to say, I was there. Same with concerts. These people that watch the games from their phone when you're on the glass. What are you doing? Put your phone away.
Yeah.
Taking photos after the team wins and posting it. I don't care if you're at the game.
Yeah.
I really do. I want to watch the game. It's about being there in the moment, but people struggle with that in everyday life now. No one's in the moment. But if I'm spending $300, I'm not going to be on my phone at that game. But it's not as enjoyable for me.
I get that.
I mean, I could host a great party watching the game for $300. A great party.
Yeah.
Everyone could have 2 slices of pizza, Ben.
But like you said before, you'd rather be at the game.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I said I don't like that regular fans are outpriced by fake fans who have the money to do it and watch it for the status and not for the team's success.
So if you guys were paying the same amount for your ticket.
No, I would still not rather be at the game.
Really?
Yes, that is true.
Even if
they lowered ticket prices, I enjoy being at home.
If tickets are $5
If tickets are $5 and that product is not a good product that I'm watching.
No,
I might have bought tickets to a Wizards game on accident if it's $5.
Yeah. Last season I bought tickets to a Wizards game and they were with tax $13.
And that was for Wemby, no? Was that the Wemby game that you went to?
No, that was for this is last season.
My apologies.
So not this past season, but the one before that, and it was the 76ers.
Oh, well, that's
a
great club.
Joel Embiid dropped the quietest 50 points
he played.
Ever seen.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
He decided to show up that game. He said, "Oh, we're playing the Wizards? Hell yeah, I'm suiting up."
Let me drop my 50 points in 30 minutes and then go back to the bench for 4 games.
I just don't think it's as enjoyable as being at home. I like a controlled environment. I get to watch it the way I want to watch it. I can tune out things I don't want to listen to.
Okay.
I get to pick what I'm eating. I'm not spending that much money on it. I know I sound cheap, but I think it's gotten ridiculous how much we have to spend to watch our team play.
I agree.
It shouldn't be like that.
I agree.
So with that, I think that's a good way to end this episode.
Yeah.
And please let us know. Do you enjoy being at the game more so than being at home? And if so, why? What's your favorite thing? Is it the food? Is it the camaraderie? Is it being with other fans? Is it seeing those moments live as they unfold? It's a story that you can tell forever.
Also, guys, please let us know if you have any topics, anything that you want to hear us discuss, any debates that you want to hear us have.
Anything that you want to see Ben be wrong about, let us know.
Yeah,
let us know.
Your debate history has gone so well.
I think I'm 0-17. I'm like the Wizards with my record. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of DCT. Like, follow, subscribe. Check us out on our social medias. Check us out on TikTok, Instagram. Give us ideas. We love hearing from you guys. Thank you very much.
Have a great week, guys.